Welcome everyone to techdaily.ai, and thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Yeah, great to be here.
Today we're really getting into something special. We're exploring the fascinating world behind the upcoming game Ghost of Yote.
And it's more than just looking at gameplay, isn't it? We're digging into the history, the culture, the folklore that makes this game potentially so rich.
Exactly. It's about understanding the why behind what you'll be playing, seeing those deeper connections. We've pulled together some really interesting stuff for you.
We really have tried to get to the heart of it.
And, building these deep dives, understanding complex systems, it makes you think about robust foundations. Which brings us to our sponsor, Stonefly. They're your trusted solution provider and advisor for all things enterprise IT. We're talking storage, backup, disaster recovery, hyper-converged setups for VMware, Hyper-V, Proxmox clusters.
And AI servers, too, which are obviously huge right now. Plus security appliances like SA365, cloud solutions. They cover a lot of ground.
They really do. Public, private cloud, the works. If you need solid IT infrastructure, definitely check them out at stonefly.com. More info there.
Solid plug. So where do we start with Ghost of Yote, the mountain?
Let's do it. Let's plant our feet right there, Mount Yote. It's real, near Sapporo in Hokkaido, Japan. A volcano, actually.
And it's got these amazing indigenous names, too, from the Ainu people, Makaranupuri and Mashinashiri.
Mashinashiri,
Yeah.
which means female mountain. I love that. It just adds this immediate layer of cultural depth,
It really does. And here's a crucial point. The game's set in 1603.
Right, 1603. Not the 19th century like some early rumors maybe suggested.
No, definitely 1603 seems to be the main focus. And why that matters is back then, this area around Mount Yote, well, it wasn't really part of feudal Japan.
Wait, really? So it was outside the shogun's reach? That kind of...
Not any much. Which means the people living there weren't necessarily the Japanese, we might assume. This brings us to the Ainu.
Okay, the Ainu, the indigenous people of Hokkaido.
Exactly. Ethnically distinct from the Japanese. Their own language, culture, religion, everything. Very unique.
So in 1603, what was the Japanese presence like up there? Minimal.
Very minimal, yeah. There was a small outpost way down in the southern peninsula of Hokkaido, mostly for trade, maybe some fishing rights, but tensions were building.
Okay. So conflicts were starting to bubble up even then.
Yes, escalating over time. It wasn't a peaceful coexistence indefinitely, and this is where the game has a massive opportunity, I think.
How so?
Well, the history of the Ainu and the Japanese involves, frankly, some pretty harsh stuff. Conquest, land being taken, their culture suppressed, forced assimilation later on. It's a difficult history.
And the game developers know this. They're acknowledging it.
It seems like it. There was a PlayStation blog post, and the trailer even mentions the setting being beyond the reaches of Japan. It feels deliberate.
Yeah, like they're hinting at exploring that expansion, that friction zone.
Precisely. And if they handle it sensitively, it's a huge chance for a mainstream game to shine a light on the Ainu people, their culture, their history. That's pretty significant.
It really is. Moving beyond just entertainment to something more meaningful. Okay, so that's the historical stage. Who's the main player on it this time?
Our new protagonist is Atsu. She's a wandering Runin.
A Runnin. Okay. Different from Jin Sakai. Her journey is described as one of discovery and creation, forging a new legend. Sounds less defensive, more proactive.
Maybe. And she takes on this moniker, the Onryo.
Onryo. I know that term. It's not just ghost, is it? It's something more specific, more angry.
Oh, much more. An Onread in Japanese folklore is specifically a vengeful spirit. Someone who died with this incredibly deep grudge, this hatred, and they come back to cause disaster. Their fear.
Okay, so that immediately tells us Ansu's story is going dark, vengeful.
Extremely. Her motivation is vengeance against the Ute Six. There's a Lord Saito and his associates called the Snake, the Oni, the Kitsune, the Spider, and the Dragon. Quite the lineup.
The Ute Six. What do they do to her?
The backstory is brutal. 16 years before the game starts, they slaughtered her family and her. They left her for dead, pinned to a burning ginkgo tree.
Pinned to a... Wow. Okay, that explains the Henri's thing. That's fuel for some serious vengeance.
Absolutely, and there's this little detail. Lord Saito apparently calls her Sitorinu.
Sitorinu. What's that mean?
It's an Ainu word. It means something like one who is easily lost in the hunt.
Huh. Interesting that he uses an Ainu term for her. Adds another layer to their conflict, maybe her connection to the region.
Could be. It definitely deepens the intrigue around her character.
So gameplay-wise, people love the combat in the first game. What can we expect? Stances are back.
Looks like it, yeah. Stance-based swordplay, those tense standoffs. That core DNA seems to be there.
Good, good. But new stuff for Atsu, too.
Definitely. She's got new weapons. A Tanegashima rifle, for one.
A rifle. Okay, that's a change. What else?
An Adachi, that's a great sword. A Yari spear, a Kusarigama chain sickle, and a Kaginawa, a grappling hook.
Grappling hook, yes. That opens up traversal and maybe stealth options. Sounds like a versatile toolkit.
It does. And they're talking about a nonlinear quest structure. You can choose which of the Ute Six to hunt down in whatever order you want.
Oh, I like that. Gives the player more control over the path of vengeance. Lets you shape the story a bit more yourself.
Exactly. More freedom in how you unravel the plot and take down your targets.
Okay, let's swing back to the mountain itself. Mount Yote. It's not just a setting. It sounds like it's almost a character.
That's the impression, yeah. The developers apparently visited northern Japan multiple times, and Mount Yote really captured their imagination. You mentioned Eizo Fuji.
Yeah, because it looks so much like Mount Fuji, right? His nickname.
That's it. And they're aiming for serious natural realism. They actually went and recorded nature sounds in Shirotoko National Park to use in the game.
Oh, wow. That level of detail. And dynamic weather, too.
Yep. Snow, rain, even auroras, apparently.
Yeah.
Trying to make the environment feel really immersive and alive.
That sounds amazing. But speaking of the real Mount Yote, it's beautiful, but it's still a real, potentially dangerous mountain.
Absolutely. And there was actually a recent incident that highlights this perfectly. Just this past May 13th, 2025.
What happened?
2 British tourists got stranded up there. In freezing conditions, they were wearing, like, shorts and light tops, totally unprepared.
Oh, no. Seriously. On a mountain like Yote.
Yeah. They had to be airlifted out. It's a serious rescue situation.
Wow. That's it. Well, it's a stark reminder, isn't it? Especially with the game likely boosting interest in the area.
Exactly. It's a crucial cautionary tale. Enjoy the virtual adventure, be inspired by the beauty, but if you ever decide to visit the real place, respect it. Be prepared. Nature doesn't mess around.
No kidding. No respawn points in real life. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about Onryo, Atsu's moniker, but that's a type of spirit. Let's broaden out a bit into the Japanese folklore. What's the general term? Yurei.
Yurei, yeah. That's the umbrella term for Japanese ghosts or spirits.
And how does someone become a Yurei traditionally?
Okay. Well, the belief is that the human soul, the reikon, might linger if proper funeral rites aren't performed. Or, very commonly, if the death was violent, sudden, or tied to really powerful emotions.
Like revenge, hatred, or even deep sorrow.
Exactly those. Those strong, unresolved feelings tether the spirit to the world of the living.
And they have a very specific look in folklore, don't they? The white kimono, the hair.
Oh yeah, the classic image. Usually dressed in a white burial kimono, long, messy black hair, often covering the face, hands dangling sort of lifelessly.
And the feet, or lack thereof.
Right. Famously, no legs or feet, they float. It's a really iconic, creepy visual. And sometimes they have those floating spirit flames nearby, the Hitodama.
Hitodama, those eerie blue or green lights.
Yeah.
Got it. So Yurei usually have a goal, right? They're not just floating around randomly.
Generally, yes. They haunt with a purpose. Often it is vengeance or maybe finishing some unresolved business from their life. There's even a term, jibakure, for spirits bound to a specific place or situation.
Jibakure, earthbound spirits. And if their purpose can't ever be fulfilled, they just stay.
That's the idea, yeah. They can be trapped. And again, an Onryo is like a Yurei supercharged by immense hatred and a desire for revenge. That's Atsu.
It all fits together. Now, you mentioned Hokkaido earlier. Are there any specific local ghost legends from that area connected to this?
Oh, there's a really famous and pretty terrifying urban legend from Hokkaido. Kashima Reiko.
Kashima Reiko. Okay, tell me more. Sounds ominous.
The story goes she was attacked, left for dead near some train tracks, and then a train actually ran over her, cutting her body in half.
Jeez, that's horrific.
Yeah, so she comes back as this vengeful spirit, dragging her torso around, searching endlessly for her missing legs.
Ugh, okay. Where does she tend to show up? Asking for a friend.
Often in bathrooms, believe it or not, especially school bathrooms in some versions of the legend.
Bathroom. Why bathrooms? Anyway, okay, so if you meet her, what happens?
She asks questions, and you have to answer exactly right. First, she'll ask, "Where are my legs?"
Okay, what's the answer? Please tell me there's an answer.
The correct answer is on the Meishin Expressway.
The Meishin Expressway. Random, but okay. What next?
Then she asks, "Who told you that?" You have to say, "Kashima Reiko told me that."
All right. Using her own name against her, kind of? Is that it?
No, there's a trick question. She might ask, do you know my name?
And you don't say Kashima.
Exactly. Saying Kashima is wrong. You're supposed to say the English phrase, mask, death, demon.
Mask, death, demon. Why that?
It's this fascinating bit of wordplay based on the characters in her name. Ka from command, mask, she from shinen, dead person, and ma from ma, demon. Say that, and supposedly she vanishes.
Wow. Mask, death, demon. Okay, noted. Don't think I'll ever forget that one. That's incredibly specific folklore.
Isn't it? These legends have such intricate rules sometimes.
So apart from maybe acing a pop quiz from Kashima Reiko, how are Yurei traditionally dealt with? Laid to rest?
Well, fulfilling their purpose is the main way. If it's revenge they want and they get it, they might move on. Or finding their remains and giving them a proper burial with the right rituals.
Okay, resolving the issue that's keeping them tethered.
Exactly. Buddhist priests can also perform ceremonies, exorcisms essentially, to help the spirit find peace. And sometimes Shinto charms, afuda, these paper talismans with holy writings, can be used to repel them.
Ofuda, right? So ways to appease or ward off. It's a whole spiritual ecosystem.
It really is. Deeply woven into the culture.
So as we kind of wrap this up, it's clear Ghost of Yote isn't just borrowing a cool setting. It's tapping into some really deep veins of history, Ainu culture, Japanese folklore.
Absolutely. Understanding the weight behind a term like Onryo, knowing the real history of Hokkaido and the Ainu people, it adds so much potential depth to the experience.
It really does. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. When you eventually play this game, think about these layers. Consider how knowing the real struggles of the Ainu or the terrifying folklore behind the Onryo, how that might change how you see Atsu's journey.
Yeah, it could transform it from just, a cool action game into something more resonant, a window into a fascinating, sometimes dark, but always compelling part of the world.
A fantastic point. It really elevates the potential here. And speaking of robust and secure foundations, one last mention of our sponsor, Stonefly.
Right.
They've got a special offer right now, a 100 TB immutable and air-gapped SSONS for just $8,995.
Immutable, meaning the data can't be altered or deleted once written, and air-gapped, so it's physically separate from networks for top security. That's serious data protection.
It really is. Perfect for safeguarding critical data. You can find all the details over at stonefly.com.
Definitely worth checking out if you need that level of security and storage.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Lots to think about with this game.